In basketball over the weekend, it was a dramatic week for city schools. Lincoln North Star lost this weekend to Elkhorn South 64-61 in overtime. Lincoln Southwest would also lose in overtime to Gretna 59-54. Lincoln Pius X rolled past Omaha Bryan 74-38. Sam Hastrader led all scorers with 22. Lincoln Southeast won over Omaha Benson 75-65. Lincoln Northeast lost to Miller North 71-55. They could not slow down Green from Miller North, who would end the night with 28 points, leading all scorers. Lincoln High lost to Millard South 63-53. Norris would fall just short against Crete, losing 57-52 in overtime. In basketball on Monday, Waverly fell to Bennington 66-59. The girls would also lose to Bennington 49-37. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Life was a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Wednesday, everybody, and buckle up. Buckle up. Get your coffee. Get one with a solid lid. So if it gets knocked over, there's no chaos.
Right.
There's no issue.
No knocking on your computer or nothing, right?
Right. Like, we don't want that sort of thing. This is where you what they say in what's the Jennifer Hudson, Beyonce, Eddie Murphy movie where she sings?
I don't know. Let's just get the party started. You know,
the song.
Hey, that's the black shirt in it.
I'm just telling you,
right
now.
now.
Generally,
The song is one night only. So to put this crew together one time,
right?
So that all stories will be told.
I generally, this is 99. I do not like surprises, but I just had a sense when I woke up this morning, because I've been passing them on when I've been leaving. I said, you know what? There's going to be a morning that Rashawn Action Jackson pops up on me like a Pop-Tart.
Oh, man. Pop up.
Lo and behold, on hump day.
Pop up.
Yeah.
Pop up.
Once I seen that white hat walk in and you had that bop, I said, here we go.
Oh, yes, man. Energy, baby.
I just want to have some of those conversations that we can set the narrative for how we talk about football in Lincoln in 2022.
Football, or you mean Huskers?
Yeah. Well, you know, most things that you can say about football in general can be said about Nebraska athletics. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it really just
right. They're tied.
Well rounded.
Yeah, at this point in time, you know, it's show and tell time. You know what I mean? It's you got to show me, don't tell me. And, you know, and everybody knows it. And I'm a firm believer of this. I remember my grandfather, you know, obviously my dad is one of my heroes. My grandfather and uncles are, you know, my heroes as well. You know, growing up, you know, I remember being in Frederick, Maryland, and just talking to him. And I was asking him about when he served, right? And I was, you know, being a young kid asking him questions I shouldn't. And he would never answer them. But the one thing that he told me, though, which has to deal with real deal war, but this is what you could kind of take and spread it to football. And he's like, you will never know what you're made of or what a man's made of until he's back against the wall and he has to do something that he normally wouldn't do, or he has to do. And then when it comes to football, like, your back is against the wall. We got to win, right? We got to be better. We showed strides at times of playing better. Now we got to do a lot of the little things to get wins. And that's the big separation. You know, you had to, you know, address some coaching issues or coaching, you know, changes, which, you know, people would have been upset if they weren't addressed. Now they're addressed. So you can't fault anything, but don't say, oh, we needed a name and all that. Some people think, like, this is the funny thing for Sean, and I want to ask you about this, and I talked to DP about this, is that people think, say like you have Jay Foreman and he coached at USC, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that Jay Foreman is a good coach. Just because if I coach on Pete Carroll's staff, that doesn't mean I'm actually a good coach.
Not at all.
Right?
It just means you know somebody.
That I know somebody. So the most
Okay.
important thing is get the right coach for your university, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And then you got to want to make sure that you can marry how he coaches to the room that you got or potentially you got, so you can hit the line running, right?
Mhm.
And people don't understand that. They just want to look at I think Nebraska's biggest deal is sometimes they always, number one, whenever they go and negotiate with people, they come to the negotiating table and tell you how much they're going to pay you before doing it. And they do it, I think, a little bit out of they get blinded by that. And then sometimes I think the fan base are too fixated on names versus substance. And
Why though?
Well, that's just a new thing. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, we just talked.
Why,
We were just
why
talking about.
though? You know what I'm saying? Why are we caving to
but that's the way.
caving?
But that's the way society is. And we just talk. I mean, we were talking about
Touche.
Cliff Kingsbury, right?
Mhm.
Remember when Sean McVay was the wizard, or the new offensive guy?
Okay.
Well, he got the job in he was USC's offensive coordinator, tight end coach after getting let go at Texas Tech. But then his big thing was that he had, association with Sean McVay. Well, they just only really had a cup of coffee in the airport. So, but that's what got him the job, right? So anybody associate, it's just like being associated with Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? You're a defensive coach with Bill Belichick. You get in the head coach. Eric Mangini, all these dudes, Romeo Cornell, all them. So that's just the way it goes. And so
it's kind of association, though. It's a group, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity,
right,
if you will. Because even if you look at where these college head coaches come from, the majority of college head coaches in Division I come from Cleveland or Ohio.
Right, yeah.
It's crazy.
Right.
There's a brick of them
like
that
Youngstown.
comes from,
Youngstown,
there you go.
Youngstown. If you run from around Youngstown,
yes, sir.
You've coached a different brand of football that's been played somewhere else and nowhere
yes,
else.
Sir.
They're in Texas.
Yes,
Houston,
sir.
Houston,
Texas,
Houston,
anywhere in
Ohio.
Texas, Dallas. What is it? What's that? Clear Lake or whatever.
Yeah,
that one
Clear
down
Lake.
there.
Yeah, if you go down
And
to
Austin
Bradenton,
and all that,
Bradenton,
yeah,
those are some places where football gets redirected long before it gets to mainstream.
Yeah.
Like the training that happens eventually moves, right? So all the individual skill training, the different levels of skill training. And then you go out to California where the intellectual, the analytics folks get in and tell you
game and all that stuff.
Well, but then it's, okay, but also how muscles react to the training you're doing.
Sure.
And then that stuff gets implemented and pushed through. And then, of course, it hits the middle of the country and everybody goes, okay.
Now we're next level.
Yeah, now we're next level. Well, it's an accumulation of a whole lot of different spaces in America, different styles of football, different styles of coaching, and different mindsets.
Well, to your point, though, Urban Meyer goes to Jacksonville. Who's he take with him? He's taking the bulk of the guys are going to be the guys that he knows.
Right.
They don't have to necessarily be a good coach, but they have to know the coach.
Well, they're familiar with the coach.
Well, you're familiar, and
like I know what I'm getting.
But you you can't fault them for that because you want to be able to have some sort of continuity. Now, Urban Meyer coaching 18 to 22-year-old kids and coaching grown men, he didn't understand the dynamics of
two different things.
Because I mean, from the way a coach can talk to you in college, the way you can talk to a player in the pros. Like I've seen coaches get jacked smooth up.
Yeah, different. You talking grown men? You talking a guy that makes more money than the coach?
Yeah, but they just don't care. But I mean, hey, Kevin Steele was one of the hardest dudes when I was here, and Kevin Green hemmed him up, and I swear he saw his life flash before his eyes.
And because Steele be talking
crazy,
reckless,
right?
Kevin Steele will talk absolutely. He will dress you down, punch you in the mouth,
right?
Pick you back up, and then punch you back down again. That's Kevin Steele.
Yeah. Yeah,
so I would love to have seen that.
Yeah. Oh, it was. You can pull it up.
I gotta have that.
Hey, Kevin Steele. I guarantee you, he had a little tinkle in his pants. like whoops, what happened? 402-464-5685. The Starter Heyman text line.
on the Lincoln Hotline. You can join in the conversation. Of course, hit us on the text line with a WhatsApp, and we will have the conversation. The live video stream's up, so Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, you can engage that way as well. You guys have been pretty good about it, especially this week. They've been really active on it. Rico, how are you? Are you settled in?
I'm good. I'm just listening
to what this is going to be today.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've already accepted this is going to be nuts. But I'm good with it.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be nuts. I just think that I think like
you say it's not going to be nuts, but all it takes is one
yeah,
little set.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Remember that, Rico.
Yeah. Well, I've known that.
I'm gonna tell you what, Rashawn Jackson. Since the day I met,
those are
he's
Blades.
over there like Blade. Remember them, like Wesley Snipes. We like Wesley Snipes.
Our
over
first black superhero.
right? But Rashawn, ever
No,
since,
that would be the green hornet.
You're right.
Hornet.
Rashawn has talked junk since the day I met him. I mean, I'm talking about since the day I laid eyes. This guy talk cash, you know what, all day long.
We call it Cash Money Records now.
Yeah.
Cash Money Records, baby.
Hey, and I mean, if you set me off, I can wolf with the best of them, and Rashawn be right there and loving it too.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I help you get to where you
Yeah.
are running your mouth.
That's what I
Hit you in the mouth. Jay Foreman. What
I
now?
don't know about all that, man.
I'm just saying. Sometimes I don't remember really blocking. I remember blocking Ed Stewart.
Yeah.
I don't remember blocking you much.
I was gone.
Nah, I think
I was shocking and releasing cats, dog. We got it up there. You know, we got the poster up there. Headbutted up in there.
It could be one of those things you said that happened with him. Sometimes you get knocked so hard you just kind of forget about it.
I'd agree with that.
I ain't get put to sleep. But we didn't never do it. But I'm gonna tell you,
we never banged.
Matt Hoskinson and Tim Carpenter, I used to blow them cats up.
Oh man, I can't wait to have it.
And Machiavelli, I used to blow them cats.
Who was playing when you first started playing? Right
at Nebraska?
No. At Nebraska when you first started really playing though, when you was sharing time.
Yeah, right.
Who was the starter? Who was the starter in front of you at that point?
Nobody. I started as a freshman.
Listen,
I started
94.
I was a redshirt.
I'm saying
I started as a redshirt freshman.
Who was there too? Who's that middle linebacker?
Oh, I wasn't playing middle linebacker then. Phil Ellis was.
That's what I'm talking. Okay.
Yeah. So it was me, Phil Ellis, and Terrell Farley.
There you go. Yeah. The great
Dr.
Phil Ellis. And then
Dr.
you had Twilliger.
Yeah.
John Hess.
Yeah. And
Middle.
Doug Coleman. No,
Doug Coleman was still
John
there.
Hess didn't play when I was a freshman.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember all you guys. I don't remember all of that. I just remember that linebacker crew just being across the board hard-nosed guys.
Yeah, see, when I was playing outside linebacker, we were with the defensive ends. We were with Coach Sam.
Coach Sam.
Yeah, and I remember when Coach so let me see, Coach Steele left, right? So yeah, I was with Coach Sam. So then I started at outside. Then I went and Coach started at inside. And I remember Mike Minter.
When was that?
That was 96.
And who was the co-star with at that
John
point?
Hess.
That was John Hess.
John Hess.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now I'm okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And
See?
then I remember Mike Minter was like, you went from the coolest coach to the biggest you know what coach when Coach Bowl came in.
Dang. Remember I used to go ham on Coach Bowl.
Yeah, everybody
We broke Coach Bowl into football. That's why he was good.
What made
broke him in.
What made one coach cool and the other coach?
Well, Coach Sam would keep it real, and he would say, hey, Chief, that's
Look,
not good
Chief.
enough. But Coach Bowl was just
he just talked crazy, just
yeah,
reckless.
he was trying to do too much. He was a jackass. I don't know if I can say that.
You say that.
Yeah, he was a
That was your coach.
Yeah, I had to do 3 years with him. Then finally, my last 2 years, I was like, "Look, dog, you got to let me help you do your job because I know this defense better than you. These other cats about to revolt on you. You know what I'm saying? So you can coach me as hard as you want. I can take because I used to always by that time I was working more with McBride and Coach Darlington. He was trying to. I mean, you got to think. We had Terrell in there, and he had to coach like a little bit of Jamel cats that couldn't walk and chew gum. And then Tavy came down and played linebacker, and Eric Johnson. So
Yeah, well.
so them 4 was they were high maintenance. You know what I'm saying? You had to literally take them and get him and say, go sick the quarterback. So he'd always be stressed out, be mad and stuff. I'd be like, dog, we
Calm down.
Yeah,
He came 96, right?
He came,
Bowl, 96?
whenever Coach Steele, after we won,
Or was it 95?
I don't remember. I just remember
remember.
being in
Yeah.
there, just be looking, laughing. It's like, dog, we 2 national championships in, dog.
Yeah.
You coming from Duke? You need to just
Calm down.
calm down.
Eat some Wheaties.
Yeah,
Figure out how this thing works.
figure out
How did he get here? So what
I
was
guess
the
he
move?
must have. Well, they at Duke that year they had a good defense. Remember they had Ray Farmer,
Okay.
and he was like a 3rd round pick, and he actually is a pretty up in executive at the NFL, like assistant GM. So they had a good year at Duke, and he must have been a GA here before I was even here. So that's how he kind of got
before I was here too. So.
Yeah, so before, and I think he might have played here. And to be honest with you, as much of a what he was probably like at Nebraska, I'm going to give him 100% credit because he called every single linebacker that played for him at Nebraska and apologized. I was already playing.
Really?
Yeah. And then it takes a big human to go to North Dakota State, and he reinvented himself as a coach because he used to recruit my high school a lot, and my high school coach said that he's was a totally different, more humble when he came as a head coach.
Yeah, well, he took everything that he came and
learn. But it takes a lot though. But some coaches don't get out of their own way.
I agree with that.
So for him to do that now, whether if it's
humble himself,
but just think about this, and I'm gonna give Coach Ball a ton of credit to be a defensive coordinator here, and I don't know if he got fired or whatever, or if it just contract to go and then be a head coach somewhere and then be humble while you're a head coach. That's and then build a super. I mean, as great as North Dakota State is right now, it's because of Coach Ball. It ain't the other last coach here. He's riding the coattails.
Well, but wait, systems.
And
right?
what he brought
systems though.
Yeah.
He continued the system, Nebraska system.
Right.
And he might have tweaked it over here, tweaked it over there, but the system remained the same. If you look at North Dakota State, you'll see a little league Nebraska.
It's not even a system. What he did is brought the principles. You could, in theory, take the principles and the foundation of what you've done or what we learned here, and if you are a run and shoot team, you still could be successful.
What are the principles?
I mean,
because system is
hard work,
X's and O's.
Hard work.
It's
hard work, technique.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
fundamentals.
It's details. It's details.
Pay attention to the details.
Fundamental, physical. You got to be
work hard.
You got to be selfless.
Husker power
instead of selfish. And then you got to be willing to challenge each other. Now, as much as we joke around here, now we went at it though.
Yeah, the will to prepare,
right,
to win has to be greater than the will to win.
The will to prepare. But most people don't understand that. See, because this is a short attention span.
Here's what they.
We're talking about practice.
We
talking about practice.
Right.
Look, Allen Iverson said we in the wrong way. We talking about practice. Some people live. We're gonna talk to Todd Euler on my show a little bit later on. Some people live to go to practice.
Well, because that's where you get your work and that's where you got your value.
Yeah. Well, I think, I always say this, man, the pain of discipline has to be worth not dealing with the pain of disappointment. And that's what we did. It was, and you got to be so competitive to the point that you don't want to give an inch to who you're competing against for the position that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just boils over to like, it just comes second nature.
Well,
and nobody's was ever like fully like, I wouldn't say like comfortable, because I mean like Tommy Frazier knew that he was the best quarterback in nation, but he still he
had a dude on his heels.
Yeah, he had a dude, but not
it wasn't
really.
That, but
not
it
really.
was just Tommy was so competitive
at everything.
At everything, and you got to have a little bit of a good ego, right? Like, this is my spot.
Well,
pride. Pride. Yeah, more than ego. That I worked hard for this. I want, and then you got to then the team concept got to be in there. Like, you don't have to be like buddy with everybody to play football. What you got to do is say, when we're in, say we're in a meeting room, that we're all focused on one thing, what's on that screen and what we need to do. And I'll keep emphasizing we. It's not I, we.
But
we,
you both mentioned, just talking about the linebacker group, you mentioned 14 different dudes who all are memorable enough that you went, wow, in that space. That's
but
that's
you
not
better-
Because
happening.
we all worked the same.
That's what I'm saying.
Our work ethic was 125%.
Standard that you in that space. You guys think about it. What programs now? Like, you can think of Alabama, you can think of Clemson, you can think of maybe
Georgia.
who have 4 and 5 deep.
They might be like 2 deep and have like 4 or 5 dudes that play. See, now it's different because the emphasis on winning was more important than yourself. At least when I came out, right? You know, nobody. If I had a chance to go to Nebraska versus say like Iowa State, I'm going to where we can win. But I knew it would be harder. I knew if I went to Iowa State, I could probably roll out of bed and be starting, right? But what's that going to do? And now, guys, and especially with the way that you got, it seems like you got, you know, tons of Foxes and ESPNs and different. You could get it online. I mean, heck, Nickelodeon's doing playoff games. So where now kids don't have to go and wait to play at said university for 2 or 3 years.
NBC.
And being seen, you could go and just maybe redshirt a year and
You got to build that mindset, though, Jay.
I'm just telling you.
You said nowadays,
Yeah.
but what you're saying to me, I guess what I'm hearing is you can't build that in this day and age.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the difference of majority of kids. Now how you do get guys to buy into it is that you got to start winning, and then guys will understand. These kids right now are so short-sighted that they tune you out as soon as something bad happens, right?
Yeah.
They don't understand the willingness to work through problems, right? Instead of dealing with the problem, or okay, just say for instance, right? So say, you know, like 2 guys on the team when we were playing have issues, you're either going to scrap it out or we're going to talk about it. These cats won't even say nothing. And then like one could be a quarterback, one could be a tight end. Well, then I ain't going to throw you the ball.
Yeah.
Right. So now they taking that probably
off the field stuff,
right,
and bringing it
right.
on the field pettiness,
right. And so that's a big difference. Whereas and kids don't communicate. So, but I think it can be done, and it will be done. It just takes some time, and what people don't understand, and this is by no means sticking my head in the sand about the record or discrediting anybody that, you know, coached here before or whatever. But when Frank got fired, and then this is the funny thing that's fickle about fans and people, is that they wanted a total opposite of what was built here. Since I'm assuming,
who wanted a total opposite?
Well, they thought like the option was dead, and they wanted to go West Coast.
Not fans.
Yeah, they did.
No.
Yeah, they wanted. We couldn't.
No.
We couldn't.
Callahan came in here and flipped the stadium upside down.
Right. That's what they wanted.
That's not what. That's
hold
what
on.
the powers that be might have wanted.
That's what the fans
The
wanted.
fans
At
did
least
not
what I
want
was
that.
reading and stuff from
Negative.
Buffalo.
I was here. I don't believe
but
it.
okay, tomato. At the end of the day, you had a head coach in Callahan, and I'll say this: he did some good things because he really, really recruited here and had some offense. Oh, he had he brought the House of Spears here, but what he did was purpose on purpose stripped Nebraska of everything that you did to build this place to be a
Sounds
consistent.
awfully familiar.
Hold on. Now listen to me. That's what he did, right? So when you do that for what was it, 4 years during a time where the landscape of college football changed, it hurts Nebraska 10 times more because you don't have. You're not in Louisiana, Alabama, where you can just build a team, or like at Ohio State, they can build, maybe not a national championship team, but they can build a heck of a team just in Ohio, just in their little, quadrant in their state, right? And so when you can't do that in Nebraska, and then you go totally opposite, and it doesn't eventually work, now you behind not only 2 steps, 3 steps, right? Now Bo comes back and gets us back on the right track. Now we're competitive and we're somewhat respectable, but then we getting boat racing embarrassed on national TV, and then he had a little bit of trouble playing the politic game.
We'll throw it to break. Greg in Marysville says this: the fans absolutely thought the option was dead.
Thank you, Rashawn.
Kent, hold on. Kent said Fans wanted some modernization
Mhm.
and a more dual-level quarterback who could throw a tad better than some of the past, but most did not want the option scrapped. So this is why I want to have these conversations today. I think it's going to be exceptional. We'll throw the break. Rico will rant. I'm going to give Vashon 3 minutes to come up with a 60-second rant about anything he wants to rant about. Jay is locked and loaded for rant, so that's easy. We'll rant next here on Old School 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
And now a limerick from the world of Yum.
There once was a man in a bind. He's got the best wife in all mankind. And with Valentine's Day not that far away, he needs the greatest gift he can find. Jewelry can be hit or miss, and that vacuum was quickly dismissed. Flowers, they die. Homemade, don't be that guy. But what about that bakery in Beatrice? Liqueur cakes, you'll eat every crumb. Fruit cakes made with brandy, bourbon, and rum. And those chocolate cake squares. Do I have to drive you there? Get yourself to the world of Yum.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Hey, sports fans, Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nebraska's never been really good, but they've never been this bad.
That is very telling about how bad it is right now.
Exactly. And it's not Nebraska. It's always had a little bit of an identity where it was a team that would scrap with you.
Sure.
This isn't really a scrappy team.
I mean, the Doc Sadler,
Yeah.
Sadler, they were never very talented, but my gosh, they scrapped. They played defense.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Coppell Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Coppell, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at coppellcars.com.
Back to Old School with DP and J, presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Welcome back to Old School. This is where we ask Rico.
There he is.
What's up?
What's up? If there ain't a song that doesn't match, this song is
it's Rico.
Right.
Like Rico.
Right.
Yeah, he really do.
It looks like Rico.
It's Keenan. It's
Right.
Keenan looking like Rico.
Yeah. That's him.
What's up, Rico? And here's the funny thing. So listeners, beware. All three of them had their rants during the break. Let's see if they have their rant now. You all have a minute to get it off your chest. Rico, you up first. What's up?
All right, my rant's not a rant. My rant is a proud dad moment.
Okay, say it.
Little Elliot is not wearing diapers to daycare anymore.
Look.
You do the fan clap. There you go, Rico. All the hard work, potty training, huh?
Yeah, man.
Well, this is the first week. This is the first week. She wore it on Monday. She had one little accident. Yesterday, I went to pick her up. She was still wearing the same pants, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, did you go to the bathroom today? She said, yep. And I asked people at daycare, they're like, she had no accidents today. We put a pull up on her for nap time, but other than that, she kept telling us when she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. We were all good. Proud dad moment. She's there again today. Let's see. It was one day. We'll see if it happens again.
You go.
We're proud of you, Rico.
You go.
Congratulations.
We want to give you.
Don't be proud of that. Hey. It was mom. This is mom. This is
all
mom.
Rachel.
This is mom.
It's all Rachel.
And that was a great story, but the key word was in the paying attention to the details was rant. R-A-N-T, sir.
I know.
You know that thing.
Yeah, no, I know. I do my rants all the time. I wanted to.
Well, I wanted to be here live for the rant.
This is a proud dad moment.
This
all
is
right?
the
Sorry
first
about
time I get to get here and look at you and have you go off, and you was a nice guy.
Sorry about it.
Jay had his rant during the break. All you have to do is mention Chip Kelly.
No, we were talking about spread offenses, and people just don't understand that part of the reason of the spread was, they couldn't get offensive linemen like they had at Nebraska, Michigan, and Ohio State, so they had to come up with an offense that would allow them to compete, and it really, really took off. But what people need to understand is that nothing that happens in the spread has not been seen before, like it was back in, a few years, however many years ago, when you'd be watching them at like 11 o'clock at night, on a, ESPN. So understand football is still going to be won in the trenches and always will. And until that changes, I will stand pat on football is football. And that's the way it's always going to be. I will say this is a side rant here. For you people out here, I know it gets cold. And when you're dropping your kids off, man, open the door and kick them out the car. We do not have time for you to be up here handshaking, hugging, and one cat, I hit the horn on him. Hey, check this out, man. One cat get out the car. He had his backpack in the trunk. I was like, oh no, man. You trying to tell me you can't you got a mile long of cars here. People got places to go, and y'all up here hugging, dapping up, doing kumbaya, you know what I mean? Open the door, hit it.
You was the Bobby Boucher.
Hey, get the stepping.
Can you imagine the dad who didn't prepare? He's got the backpack in the back. Jay's laying on the horn, and he does the thing. Hey, what's up? And then Jay gets out of the truck.
Yeah, you can't see in the truck. You're just like, what's up, man? You want to go? Opens the door. Jay Foreman steps out. Actually, I gotta get to work. I'm late.
That was not even.
Look at the
that was
time.
not even me.
Look at
that
the
was
time.
not even me.
Wow.
That was.
That's my rant, man.
My watch is broke.
You gotta get the stepping, man. Keep it moving.
Did I do? Wait.
Hey, his Apple Watch. His Apple Watch. Your heart rate has spiked. Are you okay?
Okay. Bashard, you got a rant.
I got a rant.
Okay, here we go.
You know what? I am so I am going to ticked a little bit. And
Okay.
my rant is because when Callahan came in, he basically took South Stadium and then flipped it over and flopped our stadium over where then it was in North Stadium and messed up the whole deal. I'm ranting because I want to see a fullback in the doggone game this year at some point. I'm ranting because I want to see more of a traditional option, not be the mainstay of our team, but I want to see it 10 times a game.
Here's how I know we family. Here on my list of things is fullback football dead. I was glad. Is fullback football dead?
Not the Kyle Shanahan.
What? Yeah, right. Like
Not
so,
the Kyle Shanahan. They be using that fullback.
Man,
play.
listen, the fullback is a weapon. Why? How come Corey Schlesinger? Come on, man, that was a weapon. The battling ram.
It came up. It was in my head. It was there from the text line. The spread off one was even probably before like the Oilers with Warren Moon when they had to run and shoot, or is that the Falcons, Jerry Glanville, all of that like Houston Gamblers, Jim Kelly, and the crew he had down there, and then the Eric Coryell, where we simply said we were just going to
with
throw.
the Andre Ware and all that stuff.
The
David
Nitro
Klingman.
says this. He is with you, Jay. He says, listen, teach your kids to tuck and roll. Stop holding their hand. You shouldn't even have to hit the brakes.
Yeah. You California. Hey, you California rolling up there. Hit the unlock.
Ghost ride the whip.
Yep.
Ghost ride the whip.
That still drop-off line should never stop.
Hey, you doing a rolling drop off.
Right,
Jump
yeah.
out. Get out of here.
It's like, Tiffany, you ready? You ready? You ready?
Jay said, ejectocito, cuz.
Oh, man. We'll throw it to break. Top of the hour, we'll get into it. We'll go back into some Husker history because there are questions in my head about development. And I'll ask these two their thoughts on it on Old School 93.7 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your high school minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In basketball over the weekend, it was a dramatic week for city schools. Lincoln North Star lost this weekend, Elkhorn South 64-61 in overtime. Lincoln Southwest would also lose in overtime to Gretna 59-54. Lincoln Pius X rolled past Omaha Bryan 74-38. Sam Hastrader led all scorers with 22. Lincoln Southeast won over Omaha Benson 75-65. Lincoln Northeast lost to Miller North 71-55. They could not slow down Green for Miller North, who would end the night with 28 points, leading all scorers. Lincoln High lost to Millard South 63-53. Norris would fall just short against Creek, losing 57-52 in overtime. In basketball on Monday, Waverly fell to Bennington 66-59. The girls would also lose to Bennington 49-37. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Herrick Services in Lincoln reminds us this winter to drive safe. Snow and black ice can pull your feet out from under you and put your car in a tailspin. In 2022, watch your speed, watch your step, and save those text messages for when it's not going to cause an accident. This safety message from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending and snow removal specialists here in Lincoln. Visit them on the web at herrickservices.net. Herrick Services, wishing all a safe and healthy winter season.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Partly to mostly cloudy and much colder today. A high of around 18. North winds will gust over 30 at times. Heading into tonight, partly cloudy, a low down to 0. Another bitterly cold day on the way for our Thursday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of around 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is Dan Friedman. In recent years, over 1/3 of all Nebraska traffic crashes have been caused by drivers aged 15 to 19. If you're a teen driver, don't become another statistic. Keep your eyes on the road. And if you're a parent, please remember that safe driving habits start with you. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices. For almost 60 years, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, that's one of them songs that just make you want to move.
Better you than me.
You gotta do
You can't dance though, Jay.
You gotta do the Ed Lover.
You ain't never been able to
You gotta do
dance.
the Ed Lover to this one now.
You ain't never been able to dance.
Gangsters don't dance, we boogie.
See, this is.
Let me see that boogie.
This.
Get your boogie on.
He from DC. You know what?
I could dance, but I just you was club kid.
I know, man.
That's
They was like, look at that dancing bear.
Like I'm a member of that club. Like
you a member of the Dancing Bear Club?
Oh yeah, I'm
Welcome.
a member. Look, man, I'm a member of the
He
club.
come in the club dancing though. Him.
Glad to meet you. I just love music, man. I'm a music guy. I love the beat, the sound.
I'm the party starter.
Yeah, I was the
Like
party starter too.
you walk into the club.
Not anymore.
Oh, this ain't happening. Oh, I can't be here if this is dead. This is okay. DJ is what's how high DJ hit my music. Like, that's the space.
He got his own entrance music and stuff.
Oh,
when he used to step up in the club.
Yeah,
it
come on as soon as he comes. He put the spotlight on him.
Yeah,
he calls him before as soon as he walks in. He's like,
hey, I'm coming in.
Arriving
I'm
at
coming in.
10:51.
Yeah, at
as soon as that
2:02.
happens, whatever songs come on, it just cuts off. The light turns on the door, and he just walks in.
on him.
Pumps in a bump, baby. Hit it when we're walking in. We gonna set the standard when we get there. We gonna set the
I
standard.
just like good music. I like people having fun.
Right.
You know, and having a good time.
Say
I hate
what
to
it
walk
is.
into the when I did used to go to the clubs.
Uh-huh.
I hate to walk into the club, right? And you got about 50 dudes. All the chicks are in the middle dancing, and you got 50 dudes on the wall. And I'm like, y'all don't see them out there? Cool.
See,
You know what I'm saying?
Mr.
Let me go.
Mr. Steal Your Girl just showed up.
I don't want your girl. I want the other girl.
No. Here's the standard. Here's the standard. Whoever got the girl, come here. Because I can get all the rest of them if I get the one. You just had to walk in. Look, I had an innate ability to find out who the alpha female was. Get her, then you can have all the rest. You got to get the one. The best dancer. The best dancer in the spot. I need her. We're gonna show out.
Yes.
We're gonna show out. We're gonna set the standard. Dude's standing in the corner going, I can't do what he just did, so I might as well just sit here at the bar and drink.
That part.
So you saying you didn't cause a whole bunch of alcoholism by y'all going in and Mac attacking?
Well, listen, if you're gay,
you know you got brothers up there hold up at the bar and stuff.
DP kept so many clubs from falling down because everybody was holding up the walls.
Yeah, it would. Listen, if we go into a club where there's a dance floor. If there it's in the title, it's a dance floor, and it took my friends along. I'm older than y'all, so I was around when disco had to be a thing in order to get people to dance.
Right.
But then the transition past that was, no, this was how dating was done back in the 80s. In the 80s, if you couldn't dance, what Rich Brian said, oh man, I can't mess with you. You can't even dance. Like you,
right.
you couldn't.
Yeah, that'd be a check in the bad box if you can't dance.
Like if you
imagine girls like, he cute, but he got two left feet.
Man, listen,
but time I was the opposite though, right?
Yeah, it was, but I had to learn that the hard way though, Jay. What you're talking about? I was at a house party, back in the day in the projects, they had house parties. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first house party. I'm 15. I'm feeling good. I got some tight pants on. You know what I'm saying? All my boys is with me. It's jamming inside. Right. It's a room about this big with 100 people in it, if you can imagine that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I Need Love is on by LL Cool J, right? And so I'm dancing with this girl, the finest girl. I'm dancing with the girl, right?
You see him lick his
lips. And so I'm like, and I'm like this though. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm speeding to I Need Love like this, right? And homegirl just like she wasabi me my hands off of her and was like, you don't even know how to dance. You moving too fast, and walked away and crushed me. And that was the deal that turned it around for me. And I said, let me practice my moves next time.
I had to learn. Thank goodness for my sisters, because they would bring their friends over. Because the first house party I went to, and a slow song came on, and I did not know what slow drag was. And so I did the quick dance like you did. And she hit you with the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, she waxed off me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And it was like, what you doing? Like, you don't even know how to slow drag. And
they laugh at me to this day for that.
Yeah. And but it changed me because I said, I'm going to learn to dance.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn to dance. This is how this is going to be.
Gotta have a little jiggle to the wiggle.
Well, but
a little boogie to the woogie.
You know, I could just see young. You see young man in the club.
I've seen it before.
You can see young dude rolling in the club.
It's been 20 years though, man. I'm a little rusty. I don't even know how to dance no more. I can't even do that stupid dance that they do. My kids know how to do. My grandkids, they know how to do it, but I can't even figure out how to do that crazy stuff.
Look, up until the back surgery, I was the old dude at the club just killing people.
Like, look at that old dude over there.
He is killing people. And Becky would just sit back. She's like, y'all don't understand. Why are you going on the dance floor with them? Rico finally got to see me dance when Connor got married and his wedding reception.
Right, you got
I sat there for the first hour just You know, no, I'm not dancing to that.
I had to ask. We tried getting him out there. I had to ask Becky for about 3 songs that would get him out of his chair.
Oh, they hit the Bobby Brown. I was like, okay, here we go.
Dang.
My
He was doing
prerogative.
Running Man?
No, my prerogative.
Oh, gotcha.
My prerogative.
My prerogative.
See,
Yeah, that song.
all the stuff that Dion stole and made his own, but Bobby was doing it. Yeah.
That song.
So we up in Omaha.
Finally got him out there.
And they were like, oh, what is going on here?
Right?
Wait, we didn't know.
Who is the dancing bear in the middle?
Who is that? And Becky's just sitting in the corner laughing. Becky's in the
It
corner.
was a fun night.
Yeah. So Rico got his
Can
thing.
Rico dance?
Rico can dance.
Really?
Rico can dance.
I find that hard to believe.
Rico can dance.
I'm half Puerto Rican. Of course I can dance.
Rico is
I got loose hips.
Rico is the second best dancer. It was the second best dancer. At the
Yeah,
station.
good. Was past tense.
I amended that pretty quickly. He was a surprising. The surprising move of it all was Mark was like number 3. Mark was number 4. Mark danced.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Mark enjoys dancing. So even if he's not doing what we would call club dancing, he's having such a good time.
It don't even matter what you say.
Like it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like he was just on the dance floor. You know, when you see a big dude, just
Mark was feeling himself.
I don't
He was feeling pretty good that night. So he was just out there having fun, and it was great. It was great. Everybody was having fun.
If you're gonna go out, that's the way you're supposed to go out.
Oh, exactly.
You're not supposed to go out and be mean mugging and standing in the corner looking mean and
don't take
looking
yourself
crazy.
too serious.
But what did
You're supposed to be having
so
fun.
talk me through your your here when you were a student, when you're a football player, and you're going to O Street. I would imagine that the clubs were a little different vibe. Did y'all go to the clubs when you were on the squad? And
No,
what
I
was it
didn't.
like?
Yeah, I didn't.
I-
I stayed in.
I'm-
I stayed in and was focused.
I'm definitely guilty.
I
I'm
stayed
guilty.
in was
So, but I wish I would have been. But here's the kicker though. Being grown now, I wish I would have been like you, Jay, right? And knew what the focus was. The focus wasn't to be going and partying. The focus should have been trying to get to the next level.
Yeah, I wasn't
you know what I
doing too
mean?
much
So,
partying.
so it was a group of us because you had no father figure. You know what I mean? It was just us running around, and yeah, we went to we partook.
Where would you go?
In the O Street festivities?
Where would you go?
Let me think for a minute. Let me think about some of the clubs. I'm thinking Kansas City Chiefs now, Maniacs, but that ain't it. Epicurean and Kent when I played for the Chiefs. That ain't it. See, that's why I didn't make it, Jay, because I was in the clubs doing all of this when I should have been in the study room working on my craft. But
he was
what's
working on
this
the
over here?
touchdown
The
celebrations.
underground. The underground was
at the
here.
Kabooms or whatever.
Yeah, Kabooms was good.
What was
and the
Kabooms?
kitchen?
What was Kabooms? What was it?
I mean, it was just a. It was,
And Jay acting like he don't know what it was. But
no, he the one said it. Kabooms.
Yeah,
He
I
know
never went out-
exactly
I
what
never
it
went out
is.
that much, man.
You didn't go out that much.
No.
He didn't say he didn't go out. He just
I,
didn't go out that
I,
much.
but I mean, in spring I went, but like not that much, man. I was trying to stay eligible in school and.
How much
do
of that you
football.
attest to your dad?
My dad told me that don't make me come back down here.
See,
for other thing than a game.
That's all that's required.
Oh, yeah.
See,
That's
see,
all
but-
that's
but-
that's required.
Notice, Dad told him that.
But I knew when I got to campus that like Nebraska, it wasn't like they didn't recruit. They wasn't like on me for like years and all this other. So once I got to campus and seen everybody else, I was like, I got a lot of work to do. So I can't afford to be out partying like all these other cats that been in the program, because I gotta catch up. You know what I'm saying? So I was just mainly chilling and trying to make adjust.
Joe was on the text line. He says a month ago Jay was discussing the fake IDs he got so he could go clubbing.
I did. Now I will tell you this.
We all had those fake IDs.
Now,
You remember that?
But I will tell you this though. I did have a
Bowl
fake ID, and it was after we won against Florida.
Bowl game.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna treat myself. And so it was during the spring, and that lasted like 2 weeks.
We all had those fake IDs.
And I didn't want fake IDs to like go and buy alcohol. I wanted fake IDs to get
in
to
the
the
club.
club.
Yeah.
And so I was young, so I had to wait 2 more years pretty much. I was like 19.
Was that the one that got delivered to your
Yeah,
dad's house?
yeah. My dad was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Man, put that thing in the mail, man. I need that." I check that mail every single day.
It didn't come.
It did come.
It
I
did
got
come.
it, and then the dude took it from me, man. Right down there where they got the used to be a cigar lounge, and now I think it might be like a sandwich shop right
Okay.
across from the gyro place. They
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
go
yeah.
in there. I should have just stayed. What I didn't do, because I was a rookie, I didn't know no better. And I remember being down in Phoenix for when we were playing Florida, and Rashawn and those guys had stories about how y'all met Charles Barkley and all that
Oh,
stuff.
that was good.
And I was like, man, I was like the only one that couldn't get in nowhere. Mike Rucker was older for.
Yeah, but I didn't. It didn't seem like they was.
Everybody went out, and I'm sitting there chilling in the hotel. And then I was like, man, I gotta get me a fake ID. So after we won, I did all the stuff to get the state ID. Lasted 2 weeks, man. I was like, you know what, this ain't meant to be. That's
probably a good thing.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Well,
consider yourself lucky.
Well, I think culturally, when you talk about programs, gatekeepers are required. Like people are required to say, okay, we can't do all of this all the time. And I think that's important because I'm not sure that exists now.
Yeah, you got to have. I mean, you got to remember, Rashawn. Though we had great leaders. Like I remember, clear as day, Christian Peter. When a couple cats might have gotten in trouble or something, I didn't really go out. So one thing I always tried to do, if it didn't really concern me,
stay out of it.
I was just like, I don't even care. But I remember him saying, and it might have been before '95. I don't really remember. But I know he said it because he was a captain. He said, look, if you're caught down on O Street, I think on maybe on a Thursday,
yeah,
you're going to have to deal with me. Forget the coaches. And
it was a Thursday.
Yeah. So I walked out the meeting, was like, well, I ain't going out nowhere even into like a house party, because you don't want to get in trouble. So you do need those type of gatekeepers. But then also you got to have some self-control too to understand I can do this at this time, especially during the season and then in off season.
Okay, so Rico's giving me the signal. We have to do four segments in this hour, so we'll go to break now. No, you're absolutely right. This is your job. Keep us on time. That's what we need to do. We'll throw the break. More Old School for Sean, Jay Foreman, Rico. 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
This is Dan Friedman. In recent years, over 1/3 of all Nebraska traffic crashes have been caused by drivers aged 15 to 19. If you're a teen driver, don't become another statistic. Keep your eyes on the road. And if you're a parent, please remember that safe driving habits start with you. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices. For almost 60 years, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served Buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hey, sports fans, Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're definitely
coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. Let's go to the Honda Lincoln Hotline. Mitch has been waiting. Mitch, what's up?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Love the title because I'm a boomer, and to be able to call into Old School just fits me. So I've been around and seen all the national championships. I've seen a lot. The Callahan thing, I think Jay is right from this perspective. We went to I think the first game was Southern Mississippi. And when they broke the huddle and they split or they set up in a formation, 3 guys moved over to the other side and they almost got a standing ovation. And I thought, wow, they're ready for a change, right? So my wife and I are sitting in the end zone. It's 3rd and 10. I think we're up like 17-6, some goofy score. And I'm sitting there going, please don't pass. Please don't pass. So, because we had a good defense, we passed. They intercepted, ran it for a touchdown. Shorten the story, we run out of bounds on the 1-yard line at the end of the game, and we lose. And at that point, I go, Callahan's just going to prove that he's going to run the plays he wants to run, regardless of the players that we have. And I knew from then on we were probably going to be doomed. Now, having said that, he probably brought in as much talent as we've had in a long time.
Yeah, him and John Blake did a phenomenal job of recruiting. They had the players. I think the biggest thing that hurt Callahan, I don't mean to cut you off, is his inability or unwillingness to fire Cosgrove. That was it.
Oh my God!
Because they had talent upon talent, but Cosgrove just wasn't a good defensive coordinator.
Hey,
and the narrative would be a lot different.
I want to ask Jay a question. So, like I said, I've seen everything. I've been around, and the one thing that was consistent forever was if someone got hurt, it was really even hard to tell that the next guy in was just almost as good, right? So right now, Scott's taking a lot of heat. I get it. But I also try and tell people, wait till the end of the year and see how many guys we get drafted. Because we're not practicing against enough good players. And at the end of the year, I think the joke's on the other teams a little bit. And I understand he's been here 4 years, but it's kind of like high school basketball. You have a 6:15 game and you have an 8 o'clock game. We don't have enough 8 o'clock players yet.
Right.
So, Jay, my question is,
yeah, that's okay. I like that.
How many guys do you think a team needs on their team that are going to go to the NFL, that's going to equate to us being better? Because the way I look at it now, we're lucky to even get anybody drafted, and we're still playing against these teams that are getting a lot of guys drafted. And for the most part, this year we competed. So I'll shut up and listen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little like, I do definitely believe this. The better that your team is, like wins and losses, more guys will get drafted. I will say you see a lot of guys that play here that don't get drafted end up playing in a year or two. So then it's all kind of relative. I think, you'd like to be able to say that you're getting a couple guys drafted every year. But I think it's changed in the sense of, and again, I'm saying this being realistic, but other schools have, they got, good facilities, and so the advantages of going to places is not as much as a disadvantage anymore, right? So they're able to play more, play longer, be more draftable. And then also, I'll say this, after Callahan, great thing about Callahan, and I could say this, knowing that he has some deficiencies, but what he really did, he went out and recruited guys that he was used to seeing in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And that's what his deal was. I'll get you ready for the league.
Yeah, but it's called development, though.
Yeah, he did develop him, but also then when Bo came in, like particularly at the quarterback position, they weren't recruiting guys that had any chance to go to the next level. They weren't recruiting linemen to be. They were they were just recruiting guys just to get you through the system. So when you're just doing that, then your numbers and stuff go down. And then that would, but then what his specialty was defensive backs and stuff like that, because that's what he knew. Those guys were really, really ramped up and going. And then you had a really good run of running backs with Halu, Rex, and then obviously Amir, and so you're hitting on that. But ultimately when we played, everybody it was such fierce competition that no matter what, you were still getting a chance.
Development, though. I mean, what we haven't seen is guys have left. If we're talking current, and haven't necessarily been all the way developed. You weren't the same. You was not the same guy when you came in as a freshman than when you left as Debo. Right. You didn't come in as Debo.
But see, also though, you got to think guys are coming in maxed out of high school, because we just talked about it. Like they got all these different trainers and stuff. So with the competition so thick to get a Power 5 scholarship, to say to Nebraska, right, that they're developed and maxed out by the time they get to campus. So their ceiling, the amount of improvement physically is already done. Now, when I came in, I had team play. I had to go way there physically, and then I also challenged myself in the classroom or in the film room, which accentuated what I did in the weight room. Now, here's where it really runs into the problem. A lot of kids these days don't love football, so that's why you see them being stagnant. They're just okay. They're okay with being just okay.
Just one-track minds, one-track sport guys.
Yeah, but they're okay with being okay. I made one play. I'm a good player.
That's it.
Versus let's make plays.
Yeah, well, that's the problem,
right?
Are we letting them get away with that though?
Well, let's put a pin there, and you guys, when we come back,
we're blaming.
Is that true?
Rico?
Is that true?
Your fault.
Everything's Rico's fault. Listen to Old School 93.7 Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Herrick Services in Lincoln reminds us this winter to drive safe. Snow and black ice can pull your feet out from under you and put your car in a tailspin. In 2022, watch your speed, watch your step, and save those text messages for when it's not going to cause an accident. This safety message from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending and snow removal specialists here in Lincoln. Visit them on the web at herrickservices.net. Herrick Services, wishing all a safe and healthy winter season.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Fruitcakes are just for Christmas, right? Gosh, I feel sorry for you. I mean, what if we had done that with bacon? Bacon is only for breakfast. We'd never have bacon cheeseburgers. We'd never be able to save a salad by adding bacon bits. We'd never have Brinner. That's breakfast for dinner. Don't limit yourself. Fruitcakes for St. Patrick's Day. Fruitcakes for graduation. Fruitcakes for Thursday. Beatrice Bakery and Grandma's Fruitcakes are perfect for every occasion. Check them out in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses. And you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Old School with DP and J. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School. The break, Rico. I think what we need to do is we will sell our breaks so people could actually hear what goes on in the station.
You know what we should do is for the
But
breaks.
they have to pay for it.
No, for the breaks.
So
we'll
they know
just
what they're
leave-
getting. Like, I don't want anybody like in the space that just goes, "Oh, I was offended by what was said during the break."
Well, so to avoid FCC guidelines, we could just leave one of the cameras unmuted, so then you can hear it on the stream, which Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. There's nothing wrong with anything. I mean, maybe
It's
some
still
of the
not
things.
regulated. I'll check the FCC regulations on that.
Well, I'd say it's not on the radio, so they can't.
Well, but still, there are
Some
because
airwaves.
There's always somebody
because this
listening,
is
Rico.
the source.
True.
There's the thing, but we were talking about the mindset. There's a thing that happens in today's game where players will make a play. They'll make a big play, and then they will tap the top of their helmet and say, "I need to come to the sideline." And look, I can't speak it on a college level, or not about football. Baseball, it's like me hitting a triple and then getting to third base and going, "Okay, I need a pinch runner." That's crazy talk. It happens too often. The player makes a big play for Nebraska, taps the helmet, says, "I need to come out." What?
Yeah, it's
how
just
do
not
you,
in Nebraska.
what
There's
is
a lot
it?
of places like
what,
that.
But what is it? What?
Because they like it's like it's
Soft
it's-
batch cookies.
It's like, but no, it's more like look at me. Look at me. They want their time. They want to get the whole time to shine.
They
Type
want
of
their
stuff.
flowers.
They want their I guess flower, whatever that means. But it becomes all about them. I made a play. Look at me. I need some rest. Then go back in.
Yeah, no.
That's
That's the way of the world now, and we gotta train our kids not to think that way. We gotta train our. I always say Husker power.
I can guarantee you this.
What?
Though. If it was an unwritten rule, or if it was just out there in the universe, right? Because I'm a big person. Put positivity out there. You put it out there in the universe, right? And you just know, like, if I'm the linebacker coach and y'all three are playing, or just say two of you guys are playing, and DP, starts going off 4 or 5 plays, and he wants to come out and have his flowers or whatever. But I can guarantee he ain't thinking about getting his flowers if he knows that if Rashawn get in there, and if Rashawn goes off, then the flowers are going to turn into, sour flowers pretty quick.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We worked I just can say even in high school, I worked too hard to get the starting job.
But
give it away.
This isn't just a Nebraska problem. A lot of kids think they're and this is I think it has a little bit to do with being multiple sport kids, and it even trickles down to like the 14 to 16-year-old kids that I coach. Like, I always tell them, what I'm teaching you in basketball or when I'm training kids, has nothing to do with the sport that I'm working you with. This is about life. So if your best sport is, say, baseball, but you play basketball and football, when you play basketball and football, you be the best basketball player or football player at said sport at that said time. So what it is, it teaches you constantly be able to compete and push through things, right?
Cleats where you are, right?
Right. So we talk about the ego playing in present time and pride. We talked about a couple of days ago. But then I think these kids are, the idea is once they get their scholarship, they think they've made it. Now, hold on. I will say this. When you get the scholarship to certain other places, they might not understand that, because they know, like, and you're in 2020. If you're getting recruited 2022 and, you're the number one DB, well, 2023, here comes Rico. And, he might not be the number one, but, he's a bad dude from, say, Georgia. And then you're, from Atlanta. And that I've seen him play, last year. So I know when he comes in, he's just as good as me, right? So that I can't take the chance of doing it. And plus, it's going to make me work harder if it's something I really want.
But but Jay, when you have parents carrying bags, carrying helmets, carrying pads, carrying shoes, that tells the athlete that already you are up here and I've got to basically hold you like a little baby still and take your stuff and make sure you got your things.
Yeah. And God forbid you take 2 trips, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I forgot my shoes.
Yeah, walk over there and get it and come back, Jack.
How do I reach these kids?
There's
that's
funny.
It's
every
on
time
adults and kids. I just
Every
think
time you play it.
I think once you get down there, and look, right now, like I said, people's sphincter muscles are tight. There's a lot of guys
their muscles
they have to be uncomfortable, because I always say it like this, right? I remember being in Buffalo and never really, my first year or two, when I was playing a little bit, never really watched the draft. Then I, met with my agent. He's like, you need to start watching the draft, because it kind of tells you where they start picking guys, right? Where if they pick a guy, if you're
with the second pick in the draft, they
right,
choose a linebacker
right.
from University of
you up out of there or somebody getting replaced. So
what are they doing?
it's no different when you're recruiting. Now, like, you got to know that every year you got to, start to have a certain amount of scholarships and said room, so forth and so on. But if your position group didn't play well, or if you had a lot of attrition there from guys like leaving, and if you're not a truly established starter, which I mean is like a guy that really put in the work, game 1 through 12, and they're bringing in guys, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're automatically going to replace you, but there's going to be competition there. So you can't be, showing up with the same type of mentality that you had the year before, especially when you're 3-9. So it's a good thing. Competition is a good thing. People talk about the quarterbacks coming in. Okay, that's fine. You can overlook Logan Smothers, but one thing about him, he's a coach's kid, right? Mm-hmm. So homeboy gonna come to recruit or come to compete. So don't just think because old boy comes from Florida State or Thompson from Texas that he just gonna lay down. I don't think he's built like that, right? So he still has that's the way it is. And I remember, Tony Ortiz is one of my best friends. I'd started as or won my spot in the spring. Tony Ortiz was at that time was USA Today All-American, the linebacker, when they do 3, right? And he was Coach Samuel's guy. So I get on the phone with my dad and they're like, Dad, this ain't fair. Why me, all this other. He's like, look, man. He's like, that don't mean nothing till that cat comes here. And he ain't gonna, the only way that he gonna beat you out is that they give it to him. You ain't gonna, he gonna have to take it from you, and you too good to take it for him to let him take it from you. So you got to learn how to compete, even though it might not be quote unquote fair, right? But guess what ain't fair? Life ain't fair. So you got to go out there and compete, and you got to learn something and take it.
Rashawn, you went through like position change. Like, so there's several different attitude adjustments that happened in your space here, right?
Yeah.
Why you were brought here, you what you wanted to be when you, like, I want to be a running back. Like, I want to do this. Okay, we'll put your fullback.
Yeah, I really wanted to be a running back.
Right, but you adjusted, you adapted.
You have to. If I didn't adjust and adapt, then I wasn't going to play because I knew, well, one, I wasn't better than Lawrence Phillips. Okay, so
nobody was.
As long as Lawrence Phillips is there, I'll never play running back. Okay. Then I started looking at the number 2 guy, the number 3 guy. Golly, if I look at the running back room, I'm 10. My bad. Well, let me go to fullback is what they brought me in. But then all of a sudden I start looking. You got Corey Schlesinger, Brian Schuster, Dave Fiala, all these different Macavickas. You have all these different guys, and I'm looking at myself. I'm fourth on the. Do they ever? We didn't play the fullbacks. The one fullback was going to play the entire game, whether you liked it or not. If he came out, they might have had a second that would come into the game as well. But that was it after 1 and 2. It was Corey Schlesinger, Macavicka.
Right.
That's it. Period, point blank. Unless it was 65-2. Then us guys, we get in the game. Well, I got tired of getting in that wash-up time, and I played all types of position on scout team. And so for me to make that transition, tight end, the position itself had been depleted, meaning all the players had either graduated. Yeah. We had Mark Gilman. He was a senior. Shaw.
Gone, yeah.
And then there was a couple guys that didn't necessarily pan out. Well, Tim Carpenter came in as a fullback too.
Yeah.
But he could block. I came in as a fullback, but I could block. So it kind of, in 96, it just was, or 95, it was, do you want to play or do you want to ride the bench? I'm on scholarship. I know my everybody at home be seeing me standing next to Coach Osborne, but I would really like them to see.
Hey, now homeboy did. He in every picture imaginable after national championship or big game, Rashawn is right there.
That's hey man, amazing. You gotta stand. Hey, listen, if you're not the star, stand next to the star.
Right.
You ain't gotta say much. You gotta just be there.
Rashawn had it cornered way before his time.
So I didn't want to just ride the pine and be a guy who's on scholarship and on, because there's some guys that was on scholarship
that was just happy.
They were happy to be there, but they were happy to be on scout team.
Right.
They was content.
They can go home and say they play.
Yeah, I got the end on. I wanted to be a part. So I said, hey, let me take my opportunity and let me try to be the best tight end I can be. And I'm glad I did it.
It's like I said, this is this is why we put this together.
It's a real deal, man. When hey, I remember Coach Brown to this day. I remember watching Lawrence Phillips against Florida State. I was like, hey, I ain't playing no running back. I'm a bad boy, but that dude right there is next level. And
No,
then Coach Brown was like, "You want to play wingback?" I was like, "I ain't blocking for nobody rolling around on the ground. I got too much to offer than to do
you
all
know
that."
how many people Lawrence retired from running back at Nebraska?
Right. Hey,
Jamel Williams,
right?
Came in running back.
Michael Booker.
Michael Booker.
He sent cats
Came
to
in.
Hey, thank you.
Sent them to
Rest in
defense.
peace, Lawrence Phillips. Thank you very much. And Coach Darlington, I tell you this. I knew I could play safety, right? I that's one thing, because I know I'm coming down here. I'm rocking. I could rock some cats. He just said, "Man, I got what I like." I got Mike Minner was coming off of ACL, Tony Veland, had Eric Stokes, and had Kareem Moss. And he was like that. And then Coach Steele was like, "We ain't got no linebackers in this class. You want to play linebacker?" I'm like, "Cool." Then next thing you know, year later, I'm in there. So you got to be willing to change.
You have to be, especially at Nebraska. And change is good because it could put you in a position that could potentially be the greatest position that you've ever played for you.
Steps are ordered.
That's why that defense was so good. They just had a bunch of running backs.
Yeah, but yeah, right. But, well, look, there's a lot to that. We'll throw the break. Rico has a question for us, and we'll close out Old School when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Partly to mostly cloudy and much colder today. A high of around 18. North winds will gust over 30 at times. Heading into tonight, partly cloudy, a low down to 0. Another bitterly cold day on the way for our Thursday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of around 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Herrick Services in Lincoln reminds us this winter to drive safe. Snow and black ice can pull your feet out from under you and put your car in a tailspin. In 2022, watch your speed, watch your step, and save those text messages for when it's not going to cause an accident. This safety message from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending and snow removal specialists here in Lincoln. Visit them on the web at herrickservices.net. Herrick Services, wishing all a safe and healthy winter season.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet The Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to final segment. We got about 6 minutes before we jump into one-on-one. Rico, your question, sir.
All right, gentlemen. So, over the last 25 seasons, the team with the most playoff wins is New England.
Mm-hmm.
The team with the least playoff wins is Detroit. New England has 31. Detroit has 0. I'm going to ask you this right now because I know how much you guys love this team. And, you know, with how good decently good they've been the last 25 seasons, how many playoff wins do the Dallas Cowboys have over the last 25 seasons?
1.
Like 3.
The last 20?
Yeah. Like
Nailed
3.
it.
Yeah.
25?
Yeah,
3 playoff wins in the last
We them boys.
5 seasons.
We them
every year they go in the Super Bowl.
We didn't boo.
So New England has 31 playoff wins in the last 25 seasons. There are 3 teams tied for second: Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. How many playoff wins do those teams have?
Each.
They're tied for second with the same amount.
12.
Nope.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Yeah. That 12 was a little bit. 18.
Lower.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Number 1 has 31. The 3 second place teams have 16.
He's just stunting for the Patriots.
You know what's funny about you?
Rico.
Here's the funny thing about the Patriot fans. They'll say, like, well, last year, they're so disappointed. No, you're not. You're just so hard-headed and arrogant that, yeah, you could be. You're disappointed. How are you disappointed? You went to like the playoffs 20 years in a row. You can't be disappointed.
They didn't make the playoffs.
You should just say, I'm shocked.
I was heartbroken.
I'm shocked.
I'm appalled.
But you're disappointed.
I was disgusted.
You're disappointed in the organization that has pretty much dominated the NFL
How dare they?
for 20 years.
They'll be back next year.
They were in the playoffs this year.
You really
I'm saying they'll be better next year, though.
They'll be
You
better,
really are
but,
from
but
Nebraska,
they ain't doing nothing with them Buffalo
How
Bills,
dare
baby.
they?
And we coming to Kansas City to rat-a-tat-tat that
Yeah,
booty
you don't know
here.
nothing about
It-
you don't know nothing about that
It sound
Buffalo.
good.
Hey,
Sunday
It
night.
it sound good.
Okay.
That sounds very,
Okay.
very, very nice. But you got to think.
Wait,
You
I'm thinking.
have to go to Arrowhead.
And we already did that.
No, I know, but it's going to be tough to beat a team twice.
Hey, man, you don't know nothing about them Buffalo Bills and them 3 playoff wins the last 25 seasons.
Right. And we got to have a big one last weekend.
You don't
That
know
was
that.
a-
You don't
that
know-
was a big one. I
You
knew-
don't
you
know
knew
nothing
they
about
were
them
gonna
Kansas
beat
City
them now.
Chiefs and those 8 playoff wins the last 25 seasons.
You want to put some push-ups on it? I'm trying to
No,
get back to the shirt.
I ain't doing all that, man. I am not doing all
Hey, listen, that's because he's traumatized by the weights.
By weights?
Yeah.
I ain't
Have you
listening
just
to-
stopped working out or what? Do you work out or do you just go
Yeah.
to?
I mean, look at this. Come
I'm
on,
just
man.
making sure. You
People
still
go to
feel
men's-
like a rock, but
Yeah,
I'm just
people
saying.
go to men's clinic to look like this, player. This is for real.
Yeah, I know, but how much is that natural and how much is that work?
There's a little bit of both.
Okay.
The biggest push-up I need to start doing is pushing myself away from the table.
Pushing back.
Push it back. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing about like social media. You be seeing how they be cooking like. I'm like, dang, I could do that, and I got time. You know what I mean?
How much you weighing now?
I'm not disclosing. that.
Come on, man.
I'm not disclosing.
You
that.
probably like
Yeah.
270.
No, not that much. I'm about 245, 250.
You are not 245. I'm 255.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I'm just saying. You got it. You at least 260.
How
Stop it, Jay.
about that?
265.
Yeah. This is my COVID weight.
You
though.
look good, though.
COVID.
You're still looking the
just
part.
COVID has just said, you know what, man? I'm here.
You ain't gave up on your dad bod. You didn't just give in to the dad bod yet.
No, I ain't give it to it, but dang, man. But see, during the summer, I trim down real slim.
You still hitting the stadium steps? You up?
No.
Nope. So are any of the guys hitting the stadium steps?
I don't know. The stadium steps, the only time I remember is I got in trouble and Coach Osborne made us run.
Come on, man. You don't remember us having I was about to say.
But I was traumatized that I had to do it in the morning and then come back do it in the afternoon.
Well, I get that, but what
Them
we was
stadium
doing,
ones.
that was
stadium.
a part of what we did. Was those stadium steps.
Yeah, that was no fun. No
Yeah,
joke.
number 34, the longest ones
Yep.
too. You know, get over there on row 34, baby.
You're a pro. Let me get out of here. We'll start it again. One-on-one's up next.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and